So my name's Walton Wang. I'm a junior. I'm also a transfer, so this is also my first year. I study applied psychology in Stanford. So I personally identify as Asian. Yes, I identify myself as a person of color. The important part was like being standing out or being different than the rest of the group. So like I went to like different like events before, and like most of my people were there are like white, and I'm like as people of color, a lot of like things was like different. What I thought about the war, like my view about like different, we have like different perspective, and also like the growing up things was different too. Like I'm from China, so like first of all there's like cultural differences, but like I do identify or like assimilate or like empathy a lot of things with my American Asian friend because we both from the same culture, like we love the similar food. But when it comes to white friend, we just more likely to have like different views and like different perspective when it comes to like joining a going to a party or like spending money or like or even just like being hanging out with those people. You always find sometimes they make the jokes you could never understand. You just like, and also they sometimes they make something like make some racial jokes which is really not really offensive, but like can be hurtful in a way, and you just don't know what to react to. My job, I work at LGBTQ Center as office assistant. So first of all, I self-identify as gay, and also the reason I applied for this job, and also the reason I transferred to NYU was because of the center. I ever saw was two of my friends, they both are Asian, so like three of us all are Asian, so we were like hanging out together, and we are using an app called Grindr, which is like dating app, not dating app, like they call it dating app, which is like an app for hooking up, whatever. So we were hanging out together in NYU sometimes, and we got attacked at the same time from another NYU student who is white, and text us like, hey, what's up? Like at the same time with the same message. So that makes me really feel like dehumanized. Like I just feel like they don't really care about like, so we're totally different, like in looks, in personality wise, or like just even the height or like anything, nothing was like the same. So they, instead of seeing us as a human, as like have like so many different like labels, different perspectives, they just see us as Asian. That kind of thing makes me really like sad and disappointed because that's the first time I feel like I realized I'm more like an object instead of like a human being. Like that kind of experience was not I'm like looking for, expecting to have over here, especially when New York City or like NYU was really like famous for like diversity, or like at least people are really knowing like different culture or different things. At least they can like separate us, like separate different Asian people, because Asian people are not just one type of things. We have like all different kinds of Asian people out there. So, yes, definitely. I feel like in our gay community, we have a specific term for that kind of person we call rice queen. So, for rice queen means white people who are only into Asian and they don't really care about who you are, they just care about you are Asian or not. So, we have a term called them, they are rice queen. I feel like it's really important for NYU to raise people's awareness about like diversity even inside the LGBTQ community. Like we have most of people like only represent like a few representation we saw from the mainstream media was white, like a really white strong male type of gay, instead of like being different type of gay people, like we have Asian queer, we have like black queer, we have a Latino queer. So I feel it's really important for NYU to celebrate differentness inside of the community. Instead of like they do have like we have like a huge amount like white queer like community inside of NYU, and I feel like NYU didn't do a great job when it comes to united us as a group. We are more separated and kind of against each other in a way. Like we don't really like hang out with each other. We don't like. I work at a center. The things I realize more is like a lot of people don't, they are queer, like they all passing our office all the time, they never came in, they never join any other event, because I feel for them they realize LGBT Center was a place for losers, like air quote loser who like doesn't have social life. Being a white gay in that city there's so much opportunities for them. So like it's not easy. It's not hard for them to find a community or like no find a community or find a group of people, find a boyfriend. But being people with color is hard for us. So we can do those kind of spaces, trying to find like a peace or trying to make friends. But like I feel like NYU could do more better about like unite queer as a whole community. Also like personally, I was talking with one of my supervisor before was about the mentorship. Like, there's a mentorship program which I'm not sure we're gonna doing it because, as I know, LGBTQ Center was not really a big focus of the school. We have a lot of resources, but not as much as we need. So I feel like for a mentorship program would be like really helpful for people who like a lot of people can't do New York City, can't do NYU because they're like openness. They're celebrate of their queerness. They came here to be who they are, but a lot of us came from the like a really conservative background. We don't really know about a lot about queer except from the TV, which is most of them are really like unrealistic or like not really down to the earth. So a lot of us having the stage was don't really know how to deal with or navigate our different labels or our different identities. So I feel like a mentorship program would be really good for like people from senior or junior to help people who are freshmen who can't do the city, which is like a really great place, but also full with dangerous things like for young people who can be taken advantage of by other older people. So I feel like it's really important to has like a bigger brother things like help you to navigate to bring at least have somebody to talk with. Like I remember the first semester I came here, nobody I can talk with. Like I went to center a lot, yeah, I have some people to talk with, but most of them are really busy because people have life. So I feel like I kind of more like shut myself down. So I feel like if I have a bigger brother, it would be much easier for me to get to know more people, get more involved into the whole NYU thing. Of course, I remember one of my class, I'm so like pissed. I'm still pissed. So in my one of the class called Introduction to Personality, so in the reading material, one time when people like learning about like the stereotyping of people, like we didn't talk about stereotyping, we talked about like why, like different types of people, like when it comes to personality wise, there's a chapter they mention about white people. Like addressing, so the things I remember, there's like paragraph they're talking about like the stereotyping of white people. There's like white people like living suburban, they love like organic food, like whole food, and Asian girl. Like there's specific things that Asian girl was like, are we objects? Like are we like just like organic food and suburban can be put into our labels? Like why is that a thing? Like dating things, I feel like I need to put more effort into like, so like for I remember when I did like the mandatory training for sex. I think it's like sexual harassment. I'm glad that I'm actually really attached when I put like a LGBTQ member inside the training was about like when a man got assaulted by his boyfriend. But I feel like that's a good start, but need more about that. Like because as a man we got assaulted too. We got like take advantage of different people, and sometimes we're more even ashamed to talk about what we're having. I feel like when it comes to sexual assault, like for me, I don't really know the line because nobody taught me that. Like they always teach women or teach like specific to people like, oh, what is like sexual assault? You need like protect yourself. For me as a man or as like queer Asian queer man, I never know the line. Sometimes I told story about my friend, they were like, oh, that's sexual assault, and I was like, really? I don't even know the line. I don't even know how to protect myself if I don't even know which is sexual assault.